Well, good afternoon everyone. A warm welcome to Friendlier from Karen, Anne, Lynn and myself. We hope you're all safe and well. And as Jack McLaughlin used to say when he was Laird of Cookardens, greetings hooter chooter friends from Singalanes and Butts and Bens. Welcome to our sunny dunny, otherwise known as Friendly Hour. And as you can tell by the music playing in the background, our theme this week is Scottish, all things Scottish. And of course we'll be celebrating St Andrew's Day, St Andrew, the patron saint of Scotland. So I want you to go and get on your old Bay City roller gear. If you haven't got that, well, your tartan scarf or your tammy, doesn't matter, as long as you're in Scottish mood for this Scottish party. Now, our quote for the week is, "We're all Jock Tamson's bairns." We're all Jock Tamson's bairns. And there's a story that there was a minister from Edinburgh called John Thompson, and he used to refer fondly to his congregation as his bairns, and so they were Jock Tamson's bairns. But of course the other one is that Jock Tamson is God, and we are all God's bairns, we are all God's children, and we are all equal in his sight. Now that saying, "we're all Jock Tamson's bairns," has never been more relevant than it is today, because it doesn't matter the colour of our skin, it doesn't matter whether we're young or old, doesn't matter whether we're rich or poor or where we come from. We are all Jock Tamson's bairns during this COVID pandemic, and so we're all being affected, every single one of us, by it. So sit back and relax and enjoy yourself. And we think there's light at the end of the tunnel because they're talking about vaccines, and hopefully we'll soon be getting our jag. And the government have told us that we've turned the corner and there's an escape route in sight. So let's hope that that's true. Now let's kickstart the programme with a sing-along. So get some Sugar Alley water down your throat, and I'm going to hand you over now to Anne for Song of the Clyde. Let's hear it. Well, thanks for that, Anne. That's got us going, that sing-along, Song of the Clyde. Now, I want to tell you a bit about Andrew, St Andrew. And how did Andrew, one of Jesus' disciples, a fisherman, become a patron saint, with St Andrew's Day celebrated every year on the 30th of November? It's also a bank holiday. and we usually hear a statement from the Prime Minister and from the First Minister of Scotland. Well, it's told that during Andrew's extensive travels that he came to Scotland spreading the gospel in the east coast of Fife, but that story has never been verified. Another story is that the Pictish king built a monastery in a Fife town after some of Andrew's relics were brought to Scotland from Greece. The town became a major city of pilgrimage and was later renamed St Andrews, where Scotland's oldest university stands. And just like Jesus, he died a martyr after being killed by the Romans, and he was crucified in Greece in 60 AD. It was claimed that he felt unworthy to be crucified on a cross like Jesus, and he met his end on a saltire-shaped cross, which became his symbol. A white cross on a blue background, which remains a proud symbol of Scotland today. And he didn't become the patron saint officially until the signing of the Declaration of Arbroath in 1320. And the story is told of a Scottish king who prayed to St Andrew during a battle against the English at Northumberland when the Scots were heavily outnumbered. Andrew would become Scotland's patron saint if the Scots won the battle. And on the day of the battle, clouds are said to have formed a saltire in the sky, and the Scots and the Picts army were victorious. The saltire was said to have come from this divine intervention and has been used to represent Scotland since 1385. So that's a little bit about our patron saint. I'm sure there's much more that you can find out, but that gives us a little idea of who our patron saint, St Andrew, was, and whom we celebrate this week. Now, on with the show. Next up, we have a well-kent face, Peter. Peter's a regular on the show. And so, with that, we'll let him introduce himself and tell us what his song is. The stage is yours, Peter.
Good afternoon, friends of the Friendlier. Yes, it's me, Peter, back again, asked to sing a couple of songs for your St Andrew's Day party. So what I propose to try to sing, as I said, is a couple of Scottish songs, made famous by either Harry Lauder, Robert Wilson and Kenneth McKellar. Now you can actually put the right name to the right song. The two songs are Down in the Glen and the second Keep Right On to the End of the Road. I'm sure you will all know the words for these songs, so please sing along with me. And I hope you enjoy them. Keep safe and have a very Merry Christmas from May and myself. So here we'll go with the first one, and it's Down in the Glen. Twilight is softly falling as the sun sinks in the west. The one I love is calling, Shepherd, come home to rest. At hush of eventide, o'er the hills beyond the Clyde, I'll go roaming to my cabin down in the glen. Oh, humble it may be, there's an angel waits for me in that lonely little cabin down in the glen. Across the moonlight heather, my lassie calls as I roam, and soon we'll be together in that heaven we call home. The sheep are in the fold, and there's peace much more than gold for that shepherd in that cabin down in the glen. At hush of eventide, all the hills beyond the Clyde, I'll go roaming to my cabin down in the glen. Though humble it may be, there's an angel waits for me in that lonely little cabin down in the glen. Across the moonlight heather my lassie calls as I roam, and soon we'll be together in that heaven we call. The sheep are in the fold, and his peace much more than gold, for that shepherd in that cabin down in the glen.
Thank you very much, Peter. That was lovely as usual. So this week, while I was researching for some poetry with St Andrews in mind, I came across some excellent Scottish poetry, ones that I'd never heard of before and some that I had heard of. And I came across one about grannies. And grannies in days gone by used to be the stalwart of the family, didn't they? The matriarch, the one that everybody looked up to and respected and basically did what she told you to do. Because if you didn't, goodness knows what would have happened to you. And this poem is called My Granny, and it's by David Taylor, and it was written in 1989 in Dundee. My Granny. My granny never had the things that mace folk hae the day. She never saw a TV set or heard a tranny play. She never used a microwave, eye-level grills and things. She used to use an all-black range and twa gas burning rings. My granny never ate kebabs or Chinese carry-outs. She never drank a can of Coke or tasted kiwi fruits. She never smelt the curried scent or spicy vindaloos. And she never, though she stayed 3 up, had stairhead barbecues. My granny never wore T-shirts, no even in her teens. She never wore a miniskirt or frayed and torn jeans. She never had her hair in spikes or dyed it green or blue. And she never had her arms tattooed or had a sniff of glue. My granny never had a house with mod cons like we hae. The kitchen was her living room, the lobby her hallway. The carpets were but clouty rugs that she'd made piece by piece, and her vacuum was a besom head that worked with elbow grease. Alas, my granny's crossed the veil, our tae the other side. She's sairly missed, but none the less, that's where she'll hae to bide. Howe'er should she get to hear o' all the things we've got, I'm sure she'll shed her heavenly wings and come back like a shot. Now, I thought that was really funny and well representative of the times when it was written, when grannies were the be-all and end-all. And of course, I remember going on Sunday school trips and on bus trips with the school, and you never ever had a trip without singing the famous song, You Cannae Shove Your Granny Off a Bus. So let's end with singing You Cannae Shove Your Granny Off a Bus. And you can do the actions as well. So here we go. You cannae shove your granny. Oh, you cannae shove your granny off a bus. Oh, you cannae shove your granny off a bus. Oh, you cannae shove your granny, for she's your mammy's mammy. You cannae shove your granny off a bus. You can shove your other granny off a bus. You can shove your other granny off a bus. You can shove your other granny, 'cause she's your father's mammy. You can shove your other granny off a bus. And we'll all go round and see her after school. Hello, Granny. We'll all go round and see her after school. Oh, we'll all go round and see her, all go round and see her, all go round and see her after school. She'll feed us mince and tatties for our dinner. Woo, woo. She'll feed us mince and tatties for our dinner. Oh, she'll feed us mince and tatties, feed us mince and tatties, feed us mince and tatties for our dinner. Oh, you can't shove your granny off a bus. Oh, you can't shove your granny off a bus. Oh, you can't shove your granny, for she's your mammy's mammy. You can't shove your granny off a bus. Well done, and thanks for joining in. Until the next time, I'll see you again. Bye-bye. Thanks for joining in, and I hope you enjoyed that. Took you back. And now we've got Jennifer coming up, and she's going to play some lovely Scottish music for you as well, and I'm sure you'll recognise the tune too. So until the next time, take care, keep safe, see you in a fortnight.
Hi everyone, I hope you're well. Thank you for having me along to play for you today, again for another friendly hour. We are keeping with the Scottish theme today, and Anne and I are going to play I'll Icon by Yon Tune, and the words are written by Robert Burns, and hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Today, I thought we'd go back in time. Have a look at all the words we used to use, which actually you don't hear very much of anymore. I mean, the old Scots language was just that. It was a language all of its own. There was a good lot of French mixed in with it because of the old alliance, and lots of Gaelic. I've just recently found out that the word smashing comes from Gaelic, a smas sin, which means that's a good thing. I think that sums it up very well. Let's try a few dreich. Well, that speaks for itself. Look out the window. Yeah, it's dreich. It's November in Scotland. Have you ever met anybody who was being kind, a bit dim, and kind of looked at you the one way, as if to say, what are you saying? We think of the wonderful old word, glaikit. How many times as a child we said, don't stand there looking glaikit. And we just all knew what that meant. And then we go to the other extreme with gallus. And gallus is a wonderful mixture of overconfidence, cheek, arrogance. Great word, gallus. Or was sleekit. Oh, it's no a good thing to be sleekit, is it? Sly, snaky, creeping round, watching and listening. What about clarty? Did you ever know anybody who was clarty? Dirty. And of course, there was even worse than clarty. There was mocket. And if you were mocket, well, there was no hope for you at all. You were so ingrained with dirt that even soap couldn't work with it. And if you were a wee bit shy, they'd say to you, Come on, don't be blate. Don't stand there being blate. A great word, I remember it well. And the things we said, how many of you drove your parents up to high do? I mean, you can feel it, can't you? Running up the scale, you know, right up to high do. You know, that was a great one in our family. And did you ever have to stay off the school because you were peely-wally? Oh, I bet you did. Did you coorie doon and just wait till the bell went and then you suddenly got better? Done that a few times too. And I hope at school, I hope you weren't a clipe. I hope you weren't telling the teacher on the other children. That would be a bad thing to do. And how many times, and I experienced this a lot, hold your wheesht, which is a nice Scottish way of saying it. Just be quiet, please. Hold your wheesht. And if you went a night out somewhere and came back and somebody would spear into, another great one, spearing into somebody's business, and would say, well, how did you enjoy your night? And if it hadn't gone too well, you could come out with the great Kilmarnock saying of, I've had better nichts in with the toothache. I've heard that when I went to live there. I thought that described so many occasions so well. You know, in hard times, did you hear, aye, it's a sair fecht for half a loaf. It feels like that nowadays sometimes with what we're going through. But when somebody said to you, lang may your lumreek, they were wishing you plenty of coal. Because where you had coal, you had heat. And where you had heat, you were going to be all right. Now, we've got a marvellous language, really, and television has ironed it out. And a lot of it's not PC, because of the very descriptiveness of it. But it's our heritage. And I think we should remember these words and many, many more. There's a whole language there to be remembered and to be used sometimes, the kinder ones anyway. So, what shall we say? Lang may your lumsreeks, and I hope it's no too sair effect going forward. We've got a vaccine on the horizon. Hopefully the sair fecht will come to an end quite soon. So, embrace your heritage. Use the words. Use them sparingly, mind you, if you want to be understood. But at least know where we've come from, what we used to say, and how it has affected our everyday life.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's very nice to be back with you. I hope you're enjoying the Scottish theme that we've got going today. And wasn't that great fun listening to Lynn with all these Scottish words that I'm sure you knew what most of them meant. Some of them were a wee bit new to me. Maybe some of them weren't Ayrshire ones. But it was great fun listening to them. I was using one of them this morning. It was freezing fog this morning when I got up, and even although the heating was on, I was going about for a wee while saying, Jinx, it's cold, I'm funnered. It's a good old Scottish word, isn't it? So, to today's quiz. Now, as you might guess, it's a Scottish one. And I've made it very easy for you this time. I'm going to play the music, and then I'm even going to tell you the first line of the title. But I'm going to miss out a word. So that's what you need. You need to find that missing word from the title of the song. So I hope you're all comfortable. I hope you're nice and warm. Hope you get your tartan slippers on and your tartan scarf round about you, or your tartan cardie, and your pen and paper ready. And I'll be back with you just in a couple of seconds with questions 1 and 2. Okay, here we go with question 1. So that's the tune. And you're looking for the missing word from this title. These are my. All right? Here we go with number 2. So that was the tune. And you're looking for the missing word. And the first word is dream. So there's your first 2. See how you got on. And I'll be back in a couple of seconds with 3 and 4. Okay, here we go with number 3. Okay, so you'll know the tune, but do you know its proper name? So it's called Something Wedding, but if you know its proper name, then you can have an extra point. So I'll tell you that when we get to the answers. But it's known, most well known as Something Wedding. All right? Now, here's number 4. Wondered if you'll get this one. I think it was a Kenneth McKell song. See how you got on. Here we go. Alright, so that's your tune. Wondered if you recognised it. And the title is The Bonnie Lass O something. That's for you to remember. The Bonnie Lass O. Okay, good luck with that one. And I'll be back just in a couple of seconds with your last 2. Okay, so here we go with number 5. Now, this is another one that's got a name that folk call it, but it's not actually its proper title. So I wonder if you can get the proper title for it. So I'll play you the tune and then see what you think. Right, so it's called the Chili Peace song sometimes, but it's actually got a proper name. And it's Something Wayne. I wonder if you know it. Something Wayne. Have a think. Jot that one down. And here's your last one. You'll know this one. Alright, well known Scottish song, Kenneth McKellar, I think maybe. And it's the Something o' the Kilt. The Something o' the Kilt. So you need to find that missing word. And that's your 6 for today. And I'll be back in a wee while with the answers. See how you go on, see if you get any bonus points. And now I'd just like to hand you over again to Jennifer. You've heard Jennifer already, but this time Jennifer's going to play a wee Scots lullaby that we kind of came up with just sort of at the last minute during the week. I hope you enjoy it. And it sparked a memory with Lynn, who remembered learning all the words to this, learning this song when she was 7. Now, I mean, that's only about 30 years ago, right enough, but just the same. And it's called O Can Ye Sew Cushions. And it's a bonny wee lullaby. And maybe after Jennifer's had this very special event, this special Christmas present that they're all waiting for, this might be a wee lullaby that she might be able to play on the flute to the wee one to get it to sleep. So it's over to Jennifer.
Hi, we have another wee tune for you today. It was a little lullaby that Anne sent to me to play to my Bump. So I hope you all enjoy it, and I hope that Bump enjoyed it too. It's another wee Scottish tune, and it's called O Can Ye Sew Cushions. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for that, Jennifer. Wasn't that lovely? You can't beat an old traditional song. It's a beautiful lullaby, beautifully played. And I didn't think I'd heard that song before, but when I listened to it, I was reminded that the first time I heard it was in the Eglinton Arms Folk Club, and the great Jean Redpath was singing it. So I do know it, and it's beautiful. It's a really nice lullaby. And of course, it's very apt that Jennifer is playing that for us today, because Jennifer, for some of you who may not know, is a mother in waiting. She's due to have her baby quite soon, and we wish her all the very best for the forthcoming birth. Now, because Jennifer has lulled us into this beautiful, calm, relaxed state, what better time than to introduce A Minute's Peace. So let's have a look at the picture. When it comes on screen, think about positive thoughts. Think about what that picture means to you. Something nice, something calm. Let's all enjoy a minute's peace.
Welcome back. How did you get on? I wish you'd let me know. I always love to know whether folk have got the answers all right, or whether you thought it was too hard or too easy or whatever. So get in touch. Right, number one was, of course, these are my mountains. Now, you all knew that. And you all knew that it was an Alexander Brothers song, a very well-known one. Now, number two. Did you get this one? Oh, you must have. Everybody, I think, and their auntie, learned this song at school. And it was, of course, Dream Angus. Number three. Here's another one. You see, it's so easy this week. Another one that you all knew. And it was Mary's Wedding. But did you know that its proper title is The Lewis Bridal Song? Now, the Lewis Bridal Song was arranged by a very well-known arranger and lyricist for Scottish songs called Hugh S. Robertson. And if my memory serves me right, I think he must have been the one that I think he was the chap who started up the original Orpheus Choir way back. Now, I haven't googled that, so I could be wrong. Let me know if you know if I'm wrong or if I'm right. Okay, so number four, a bit closer to home. I wonder if you knew this one. It's a lovely song. And it was The Bonnie Lass o' Ballochmyle. Okay? Now, number five. Always known as the Gilly Peace song. But in fact, it's called, its proper title is Skyscraper Way. Okay, did you know that? Give me an extra point if you knew that. If you've had 2 extra points, then you'll have got the Lewis Bridal Song and this one, so you're doing well. Now, I think maybe Alistair MacDonald did this one. Not sure, can't remember quite, but I'm sure he would have sung it anyway. The last one, a Harry Lauder, of course. Can't miss out Harry Lauder in a Scottish programme. and it was the Waggle with the Kilt. So there we go. These are my mountains. Dream Angus, Mary's Wedding, or the Lewis Bridal Song if you knew your stuff, The Bonnie Lass of Ballochmyle, Skyscraper Wayne, and The Waggle with the Kilt. So I hope you've enjoyed the quiz, and I'll be back next time with another one, and it's going to be a Christmas one because we'll have our Christmas decorations up by then. We'll be into December 16th, I think we're back, so we'll look forward to seeing you there with a bit of a Christmas special for you. And I'm going to hand over to Karen now, who is going to just remind you that if you haven't got your Friendly Hour calendar and you don't want to miss out on this, so Karen's just going to remind you how you can get it. And they're very limited, so we've still got some, so get in quick if you haven't got it already. So it's over to you, Karen, to give out some information on how to get the calendar.
Hi, just a quick reminder to get in there very quickly and order your Friendly Hour calendars. Stocks are running low and time is running out for you to get the calendar in time for if it's a Christmas present or even for New Year. You can either ask one of the team directly, message us or phone us or contact us via Facebook and we will take your order over the phone. Or if you prefer to do it online, you can go on to mure.relief@gmail.com and follow the online process. It's very, very simple. All you need is your name and address, the amount of calendars you want, and then it'll ask you for the total cost. It's $5.99 for one, 2 for 10, 3 for 15 or 4 for 22. And should you require any more than 4, it then reverts back to $5.99. However, if you're ordering via us, then you will have to have your money in an envelope, sealed envelope, with your name and address and the total amount on the front for us to pick up when we deliver it to you. So either way, get in there quickly, time's running out and stock's running low. And they're a beautiful present to give to somebody, and the money is going to a very, very worthwhile cause. Shout 85258, a mental health crisis 24/7, 365 days a year manned telephone hotline. So either mure.relief@gmail.com, follow the online, or contact one of us directly. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye. And now, here's Peter to sing for us again. Over to you, Peter.
Well, here we go this time with our second number. It was, as I said earlier, Keep Right On to the End of the Road, and I'm quite sure it was made famous by Harry Lauder. So here we go. Keep right on to the end of the road. Keep right on to the end. Every road through life is a long, long road, filled with joy and sorrow too. As you journey on, how your heart will yearn for the things most dear to you. With wealth and love to sow, but onward we must go. Keep right on to the end of the road. Keep right on to the end. Though the way be long, let your heart be strong. Keep right on round the bend. Though you're tired and weary, still journey on till you come to your happy abode, where all the love you've been dreaming of will be there at the end of the road. With a big stout heart to a long steep hill, we may get with a smile, with a good kind thought and the end in view, we may cut short many a mile. So courage every day, be your guiding star away. Keep right on to the end of the road, keep right on to the end. Though the way be long, let your heart be strong, keep right on round the bend. Though you're tired and weary, still journey on till you come to your happy abode, where all you love you've been dreaming of will be there at the end of the road. Keep right on to the end of the road, keep right on to the end. Though the way be long, let your heart be strong, keep right on round the bend. Though you're tired and weary, still journey on till you come to your happy abode, where all your love you've been dreaming of will be there at the end of the road.
Well, thank you for that, Peter. What a great way to end the show. But end it we must. Our time's up. And I'd like to thank, on behalf of Karen, Anne, Lynn and myself, our two invited guests. That was Peter and Jennifer. Thank you both very much for your contribution to this edition of Friendly Hour. And thank you all at home for watching. We hope you enjoyed the show. We certainly did. And so, sadly, the next one, our next Friendly Hour, will be our last of the year. Can you believe that? But it's going to be a Christmas cracker. We're going to have a Christmas party. So for those of you who wore your Bay City Rollers gear today, that's great. Put it on again next time and put a wee bit of tinsel around it. And we're going to throw everything into the mix. There's going to be jokes and songs and demonstrations. Can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. Hope you are as well. So on behalf of the girls, thanks for watching, and may the best you've ever seen be the worst you'll ever see. May a moose near lee your girnel wi' a teardrop in its ee. May ye aye keep hale and hearty till you're old enough to dee, and may ye aye be just as happy as I wish ye aye to be. And lang may your lum reek. Until the next time, cheerio.